Okay, today I'm going to interview Tarek in Egypt, Cairo. It's
Pleasure to meet you.
yeah, it's our
Pleasure
one
is
of
all
our
mine.
best hosts that we had in this travel.
Thank you, Tim.
Okay, Tarek. Before the interview, can you present yourself very briefly with your name? How old are you and what are you doing?
Oh, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Tarek Ali. My age is 38. Currently, I'm an investment banker in real estate. What
Okay.
else?
Okay, that's perfect.
Mhm.
Okay, the first question:
Go ahead.
which do you think is the biggest problem of the world?
Biggest problem of the world. Wow, that's a big question.
Yeah,
Mm,
the first thing you can
yeah.
think at this moment. It's not necessary to
No, I think it's
say really the big.
biggest problem facing the world currently. I think it's American policy. It's really very dangerous to the world. The way they're moving different policies in different directions. That I think it's really the most dangerous things in the world.
Mhm.
Probably, obviously, saying currently, so I'm just reflecting to current events. So
Mhm.
the war in Iraq, for example, is really dangerous for the whole region, and I think we will not see the effect on the world this coming years, but we'll see it on the long term. It's really fueling up all of those authentic differences, and this is will term, yeah, very bad impact on the world, I think. So I think the current American policy of really going in a different direction in wars that is not really justified would definitely have a long-term effect.
Okay, how do you think this could be solved? This.
Well, we're close to an election, so but I don't think the American policy is really. I hope one of them, maybe Democrat candidate, would have a more sensible policy again to the world, because it's not just about the Middle East, because in the Middle East we see a lot of issues that is not being solved really by the American policy. I think I wish the American people would really have the power to change this by electing someone president who have some sense and directing America as a superpower in the recent history to make things in a different way. I think this is the best way to solve it. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if in this problem this question could fit, but do you think you could do something to solve this problem or to
I
improve
think,
in this
yeah,
way?
of course. I mean, look at our couch surfing experience. I think this is a simple thing, but it's in my heart and with all of my family. I think this is part of trying to uh, to communicate that as cultures we have so much in common, and we shouldn't really adopt those kind of policies. So no, I think your question is very relevant, and
Okay.
in my small part, you see, we've been hosting all cultures. We met a lot of Americans. I think this close communication with different people in different subjects really helps to bridge the gap so people can understand our point of view. And because there is a fear of the unknown, so when you start to really get to know it, I think your level of fear really makes a big difference, and people start to understand their policy and maybe can really discuss it well. So when American president says that Arabs are all want to kill and they are a threat to, I think maybe for our small couch surfing community we can represent a different view.
Okay, very good.
Mm-hmm.
In Egypt, okay, changing of point. In Egypt, which do you think now is the biggest problem?
It is have a lot of issues. Probably politically we're in quite a big change, because our president has been our president for the last 24, maybe 25 years, and he's not. We wish, I think, that he can move on in a peaceful way after the next elections, maybe in a year and a half. This is a big question mark. I don't know if how it's going to be solved. Going to change the politics and outcome of Egypt. If a country stayed with the one president for 25 years, accepting a new form of leadership is definitely going to be one of the biggest challenge facing Egypt. Economics are very important, but I think Egypt is on the right path. In the last year, we had we had our gross domestic income really, I think it's like 15 to 20% year over year. That's quite an accomplishment in country terms. So I'm happy about what's happening in the economy, but I think it can be improved much more within the next 2 years.
Okay, but as the main challenge, you think
I think it's the politicians who will run the country next. I think this is a big question that is in everybody's mind, and it's a big challenge, and it's really slowing things because you cannot change in a situation where you're expecting different change. So
what could be the best for Egypt in this challenge?
It's a big question mark. In my heart, I wish it would be true democracy, but I know that this true democracy involves a lot of maybe higher price tag that we are not ready as a country to pay. So I might go with a more realistic approach of accepting maybe the current situation to continue on maybe in a different way. Maybe there is options of our son of presidency to take the presidency, although it's not the best scenario, but I would actually support him if he was elected in a democratic way. Because I think if we're asking for too much democracy in one shot, it would be too much for the country to observe in this short time. So back to your question, if I want to give you a direct answer, I think it's looking forward for democratically elected president who has younger and who can take the country to solve its major 3 issues: economic. We have some serious infrastructure problem that need to be solved. You've been around Cairo, you've seen the roads. It could be better. I know you've been comparing it to Africa. It was slightly better, but I think we should improve it much better, the infrastructure part, and extending our education. I think this is the 3 areas that needs to work on in the country. If I was elected president, I would work on them.
And you personally, what can you do to make this challenge the best?
Well, sometimes you need a good environment to actually help. I feel that we have a lot of energy as maybe the younger generation, but we don't have yet the right environment to work through. So I think we have a lot of things to contribute to the vision that we want to achieve, but there was never really the right environment. Politics are too corrupted. Old people are controlling it. They are not encouraging young generation to come in, and if you go in, there is a lot of things involved that you tied up to the old methods of doing it. Because I feel that is the only way to improve. It's actually through community work and active work with other people. But to do this, you need the whole community or other people to support you. This is something that cannot be changed by one person effort. But on a smaller scale, I think we're through my work, we've been doing a lot of I keep that sense in my own work, trying to do things that's actually helpful, and I was lucky enough that our company is an investment company who can actually invest, and we have a committee to choose which projects we invest in, and I hope by advising right companies, I'm actually helping the economy in a way that's improving it. So this is like the small scale and the bigger scale.
Okay, good.